Subway feeling better?
Subway's filling it up, dude. Yeah, Subway's feeling better. Subway's toasting it up, man. You know how we go. You know how we roll. You know how we roll in the
us Ortizes. Yeah, I get it. I get it. I get it. Us Ortizes. We're pretty resilient folk. Yeah.
That's right.
You gotta sneeze. Bless you. Bless you. Bless you. Bless you. Bless you.
Not gonna happen tonight, Jordan. Not on this episode. That's for sure. No sickness allowed.
Yeah, I think this is actually. I do feel like 100%. Like last episode was not feeling 100%. I think you could hear it in my voice, but this time I feel better. 100% better, actually.
I'm feeling like 96% good. Still a little stuffy, but it's December. That's just the way it's gonna be for the next 4 months.
That's just the way it is.
I would give myself a good 99. My eyes have been a little itchy, but if I don't touch them, I won't notice. So.
Hey, I mean 1%. What are you? That's shit. I feel like I'm always at 9. I like. When are you ever at a strict 100? I mean, come on.
Yeah, Nick, tell us what it's like, Nick. What is
I was
it like?
gonna say, I'm at 100. At least I could be 110 once I finish these once I finish these sliders. But you know who isn't 100%? 110%? The two people who died from drinking the Panera Bread charged lemonades. Did y'all hear about this shit?
Oh, no.
Oh
Man.
my. So I don't know if y'all heard, but Panera Bread is putting out a charged lemonade. And it's not just any fucking lemonade, apparently.
So charged lemonade just is caffeinated?
It caffeinated by 100. So apparently it's like the equivalent. Where is it? Okay, so they have in a 20-ounce serving, there is 260 milligrams of caffeine. And then in a 30-ounce serving, there's 390 milligrams of caffeine.
Is that a lot?
Well, it's equivalent.
That's a lot.
Oh yeah, fuck
that's like a really high caliber energy drink.
Yes.
Yeah, that's a lot of caffeine.
Oh yeah, where is it? So apparently it's like the equivalent of 2 Monster energy drinks and 32 fucking tablespoons of sugar. So it's like a fuck ton. It's a lot. It's enough to kill people who have heart murmurs and heart defects. And apparently these are pretty young folk too. One was the age of 21 and she had some abnormal heart rhythm. Yeah, so she got fucking done in by fucking Panera Bread. 2 people actually, and Panera Bread isn't taking responsibility at all.
What?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Apparently it just says charged lemonade. It doesn't say that it's extremely caffeinated. But then there was another dude, Dennis Brown, who was 46. He had an intellectual disability and high blood pressure. And one of them bad boys killed him.
Well, damn, Panera Bread has fallen from grace. It finally happened.
Finally
fallen from grace.
Even the squeakiest clean, even what you think of as the squeakiest, cleanest fast food place has its demons. They're fucking killing people.
Oh, yeah.
With charged lemonade.
Yeah, and that's the thing too is you could probably dupe me into getting a lemonade because I like lemonade naturally, but so does Nora. Nora fucking loves lemonade.
So much.
Oh yeah, a lot, for real.
But I had to chill out, dude. That should give you cavities.
yes, it will give you cavities and bones and teeth are luxury bones. So
and apparently it'll make your heart stop. Yeah, it'll make your heart stop too.
Yeah, so
your balls deep in your bread bowl, and then vamos, it's over.
Yep, just chowing on your fucking broccoli and cheese soup.
So, has Panera been charged with anything?
No, they haven't. They haven't taken any blame, and from what it looks like is they haven't taken down the charged lemonade. It's still available to you. So, Devin, you and your 7 cups of coffee. It sounds like 1 charged lemonade may do it for you.
My doctor told me no more coffee, no more charged lemonades at Panera Bread.
I've been drinking 3 a day.
Yeah. I've been mainlining that shit in the parking lot.
It sounds like you have to. It sounds like you're legitimately freebasing fucking caffeine at a certain point. But Bell Nation, if you've had it, I hope you're alive and I hope you're still subscribed. But
Fucking charged lemonade, dude. That's crazy.
yeah, that is crazy.
First off, is it even good?
It's Panera Bread, so it's probably really sour. You know what I mean? Because like all of Panera Bread shit is like homemade, not homemade, but like, what's the word? Ethically sourced, and like their meat is like USDA, like really good beef. I don't know.
They're dweeps.
Yeah, but even if
they're nerds.
but even if their food does kill you by some chance, Panera Bread's just gonna say, not our fault.
Oh yeah,
not my problem.
Do I look dead? No, didn't think so. Okay.
Should have had your apple.
An apple day keeps the doctor away, not death. All right.
Cheesy Gordita Bunch. Cheesy Gordita Bunch. Welcome to the show.
But welcome to the Cheesy Gordita Bunch podcast. I am your host, Nick Ortiz, and with me, as always, my co-host, DJ S to the Subway.
Mwah. What? I just gave myself a kiss. What's up, Bell Nation? Welcome to the official Taco Bell podcast of boycotting Taco Bell.
Hell yeah. And then, of course, the breadcrumbs on this baked mac and cheese.
Stop it.
Jordan Cravens Krenek.
Thank you. It's good to be here, and I'm excited for this show. I love what we're going to talk about today. I love the dish we're going to dive into.
Ooh.
Yeah, and indulge
first.
Indulge.
I like to go.
This is one of the most indulgent dishes you can dive into.
It's one of my favorites.
Some would say that it's decadent.
The most decadent. Ooh. So we're going to be talking about macaroni and cheese. Yes, we'll be talking about macaroni and cheese. And actually today, we're going to be more talking about the components of mac and cheese. The mac and cheese. All right? And their long history. Believe it or not, mac and cheese has a very, very long history, and it has a really rich history in America, which is something we'll get into part 2. Yeah, so we really want to like keep this episode pretty nice, pretty easy, but
pretty cheesy.
Oh yeah, extremely cheesy actually.
I think it's funny that it has a very rich history, but not because of white people.
in America,
and they're the rich ones. You know, they're the rich ones.
But before we dive on into that, we do have a news story.
Live from the Cheesy Gordita Bunch newsroom in Austin, Texas, this is Talk O' the Town with your hosts, Jordan, Nick, and Devin.
The headline says, I can afford the small. Taco Bell worker says customer got offended when he recommended a $1 medium drink during the happy hour.
Come on.
I know.
Come on.
So basically, this lady was in line and she ordered a small Baja Blast.
Which is how much? It's like $1.30 or something?
It's like $1.30.
Yeah.
And during happy hour, the medium is just $1.
Yeah.
And so the guy says, well, why don't you get a medium for $1?
Is that the actual quote?
Yes.
Okay.
And she says, I can afford a small.
Wow. You know, the nerve of that guy to assume that you know, she didn't know what she was like. That's a pretty egregious insult towards a customer, I think.
Yeah, I think it kind of reminds me of that time where the Am I the Asshole, where the guy was like, oh, I'm ordering these two things separately because they're cheaper separately.
Yeah.
And usually like a Taco Bell employee will be like, hey, well, this is cheaper if you bundle it all together, if you get a meal.
Yeah.
And like, I like these recommendations.
Are you
know what
kidding
I mean?
me?
Like,
This guy
save me money, please.
This guy is a real man of genius. Okay.
Yes.
Yes, this guy is the man. Assuming
gets
is it a guy?
Yeah, it was a dude.
Oh, it was a dude. Okay, yeah, the
His
worker,
name is
right?
Caleb. He's on TikTok. Full
What's his
name
full name and address?
His name is Caleb Leahy. He lives in 2231 Elms Road. Yeah, in
Ooh, nice.
Nebraska. Yeah, bumfuck Nebraska.
Yeah, that's so. I mean, these are the kind of heroes that make Taco Bell what it is.
Yeah,
these
not all heroes wear capes. Sometimes they wear aprons.
Yes, and Taco Bell hats.
Yes,
You know? And
Yeah.
so you know this guy right here. Like I just want to give him a round of applause.
And you know, in all seriousness, like if you've ever worked in customer service, right? This is just like we've all had that experience, right?
Oh,
if you've
absolutely.
ever worked in fast food, it's just no matter what era, no matter what time the world is in, there's always going to be there always is going to be people like that who just are out for the blood of fast food workers. So I'm really glad that this is catching some headlines, and really glad that this is kind of coming into the
This
main,
is from Daily Dot. All right, so this isn't
that's
exactly
where
the most.
that's where I get all my news.
Well, it says, just for some background, apparently he says, anytime someone gets a small during happy hour, we have to recommend them the medium $1 drink.
Oh, dude, he's just doing his job.
I'm just doing my job.
Come on, dude. Come on.
Yeah.
Listen, this guy deserves some praise.
He does.
I would say.
He
Sir,
does.
sometimes, it's hard to find good work these days. It's
it
hard to
is.
find people that will take instruction, apply it, and be great. and here we are. And this guy, he's getting shamed publicly.
He's getting shamed for
He's
trying to save someone money.
And give them more for less.
Give them more for less. Yeah, that's
Come
what a
on.
good way to put that.
Caleb, you're my hero.
Caleb, we salute you.
We salute you.
Just like and just like in time for and just trying to spread a little holiday cheer,
Some merriment.
and
a little merry. Get a little Bing Crosby on your Ding Crosby for the holidays.
Get a little bing on your ding.
And what was this woman's? What was her name? Karen what?
Just kidding. I have no idea, but Bell Nation, we covered some other news stories last episode, talking about the lawsuit that is currently happening at a Taco Bell in LA. So as more information develops, again, we will keep you well informed. And the way you should be well informed, the way you can keep up to date with us is by following us on social media.
Yeah.
Cheesy Gordita Bunch on IG, on X, on Facebook. Follow us to stay up to date. And, of course, follow Tallbois. New song came out December 1st. Fly in the Soup of Love, Tallbois. You'll find it in the link in the description of the episode.
Appreciate that shout out. Thanks, guys.
Yeah, of course.
Or thanks, Nick. Jordan was pretty kind.
Yes, no problem. But so for today,
by the way, I would never shout out. Just for the record. Yeah.
on principle,
Yeah.
I would never. But for today, we used.
I like the short ladies, so instead of tall boys.
Of
Short
course,
ladies,
of
yeah.
course. Me too. As a feminist, me too. But resources for today's topic, we use Rizzers. I think that's how it is.
Would you say brazzers?
RizzersPorkandProduce.com and thefoodweknow.com, as well as the Smithsonian.com, the Smithsonian's website. But as we had mentioned up top, today we are talking about a holiday staple, something that is as diverse as America itself.
Yeah.
Today we are
Iconic.
talking about macaroni and cheese.
Yes.
Yeah, so as I was telling you, we are going to be breaking down the individual components and their history today, and then we will get into the roots that macaroni has in America in the next episode, talking about it being a holiday staple.
Do we think? Can I just take a shot
Please.
at this real quick before
Yeah.
I think there's a chance that Nick might cover the fact that this is an Italian dish. Okay. This has Italian roots. Look at the word, macaroni.
Okay, you're not wrong.
Yeah, this is an Italian word, so we got to give some shouts to the Italians at some point here. Maybe this is their shout, but
Let's get into the history
Just
before we
saying.
start shouting out Italians. Okay.
yeah, these guys, they've never done anything wrong.
Shout
in
out to
history.
Christopher Columbus. We see you, my boy.
Yeah, Italian dish. I'm just saying they're big on their cheese too. So anyway, let's keep it pushing. I just wanted to take a swing
So-
at that.
From its creation to today, macaroni and cheese has taken many forms, and until 1796, macaroni and cheese has been pretty much just pasta, any pasta at that, and any cheese.
Yeah.
Macaroni.
Yes, yeah. Now, let's discuss the history of pasta. Now, though it is largely seen as an Italian creation, pasta noodles actually has its origins in Palestine.
Wow.
Yeah, the Talmud, which was written in the 5th century, contains the teachings and opinions of rabbis on many topics, and it actually refers to a boiled pasta called yitrim. I'm so sorry if I'm butchering that.
Yeah, whoever
for
knows
my
the
historian
word, yeah.
folks. But it was common in Palestine.
It could be yttrium.
Yttrium, maybe.
Possibly.
Maybe, but it was basically a boiled pasta. Now, when the Arab conquest happened in Sicily during the 7th, 8th, and 9th century, Arabs from Libya actually brought pasta, spinach, eggplant, and sugarcane to the Mediterranean basin.
Interesting.
Yeah, so without black folks, Italy wouldn't have pasta, wouldn't have spinach, or eggplants. Yeah, so your eggplant parms would be non-existent.
Give it up for the Italians.
Give it up for...
Okay. So first of all, the first thing you're gonna do is you're gonna come for Christopher Columbus. You're gonna take Christopher Columbus away, and now you're gonna take away fucking macaroni.
Dude. That's great. So macaroni is a pasta that basically came from
Well, this is just
Arab
the history
nations.
of pasta. Because macaroni, and we'll get into what macaroni means.
Okay.
But this type of pasta came to Italy from Palestine, from
Wow.
Libya, from Africa, basically. Now, by the 12th century, the Italians learned to dry and preserve pasta. Today, macaroni is the type of pasta, is the actual type of pasta. Whenever you say, hey, let's make some macaroni art, you get the little elbow-shaped macaroni noodles. But the word actually derives from a Sicilian term for kneading dough forcefully. Because back in the day, kneading pasta was an all-day event. Like, it was a very, very long, arduous process. And I was reading some documents saying that sometimes it would get so hard to do that people would do it with their feet.
Okay, so I was
Hey,
really
Tony, what you got planned for today? Just gonna go down and I'm gonna make dinner all day. I'm gonna make dinner all day.
I needed some dough forcefully, so I went out there with my gun and I held the guy up and I was like, "Give me your dough."
I needed dough. I thought about a kneading dough one like that. Yeah, that's funny.
Now, in the 13th century,
God, all day.
there was a cookbook called Liber de Conquia. And I know I'm butchering that. And I'm butchering it on purpose. And now, this was authored by a French chef and an Italian chef. And they published a recipe called De Lisanis? I don't know. Which one of y'all got this?
de la Sanis, maybe.
There you go. There you go.
That's how it said.
That's how it said.
There it is, the definitive pronunciation. And many food historians point that as being like the very first mac and cheese recipe. And honestly, it just sounds like fucking lasagna.
Okay.
Yeah, so the recipe calls for sheets of 2-inch pasta squares tossed in grated cheese like Parmesan. And basically, it's just layer it up and baked. Yeah, so it sounds like a fucking lasagna because it doesn't talk about. I don't know. It's just not traditional. Not the traditional mac and cheese that we're maybe used to.
Oh, I got that one. That one's lasagna. Yeah.
There you go.
No.
I got that one. That one I know.
Good.
Jordan,
thanks.
you should be a tour guide in Italy.
Now, over the course of a couple centuries, the pasta and the cheese dish traveled from Italy to France to England, and it basically stayed as this lasagna-like dish until the 17th century. And not the risk of sounding a little dumb here, all right? I was very confused on what time period was the 17th century, and for the people who are a lot like me, the 1700s.
No, it's 1600.
No, it's the 1600s.
Really?
Yeah.
Are you fucking kidding me?
I'm not kidding you. I am not kidding you.
I said at the risk of sounding dumb, and I look even dumber. Hey, this
and
is
you
on,
said
let me
you,
explain it to
and
you.
you said the
Let me
and
explain
you
to you.
said the. Oh, go ahead.
Let me explain to you.
okay. Please.
What year was the first century? When did it?
I don't fucking know.
The first century was from 0 to 100.
Oh, really?
That it's the first like century. Him saying "oh really" like that.
Oh, really?
Oh really? Yeah. Like,
really?
Year 0 to year 100. That was the first 100 years. Obviously BC, right? Let's just say BC.
No shit. I guess century is 100.
Jordan, Italian tour guide / history teacher.
More like mathematician.
But 0.
Okay.
Year 0 is the first century. It's in the first century. You go down. So the second century was what?
Don't ask me this.
Son of a bitch.
Don't ask me
It was
this right here.
101 to 190 to 200.
That's what they say, but
So the
I don't know.
So the second century doesn't have a 2 in front of it. It has a 1 in front of it. Just like the third century has a 2 in front of it. Because the first century doesn't have a third digit in front of it.
See, you're confident enough to sound right, so I believe you. I believe you. Know that. I do believe you.
Listen. Let me just say it one more time. The first century is 0 to 100. Second
what's
century,
crazy is
100 to 200.
This
I was just
this
about
is-
to spit some
this is-
knowledge that was very, very wrong. All right,
This
so
is some of the most riveting podcasting we've ever done, ever. You guys arguing about
not
what
arguing,
centuries.
Learning, yeah.
learning. All right,
So
I'm
the-
learning.
This is why we're currently in the 21st century.
That's what they say. That's what they say.
We're in the 21st century. That's why 1900s was the 20th century.
Refer to my last answer. That's what they say.
All right.
So
We'll
okay,
talk
but
about it
Bell
later.
Nation, this is even more proof. Do not cite us. All right. do not use this as a reference for anything other than trivial shit. Okay. But before we talk about how pasta and how mac and cheese, what were you saying?
We might know a lot about fast food, but we're still a little fuzzy about what century it is.
The math is still out. Yeah, the math is still out. But before we get into how mac and cheese made its way into, everyday pantries, we got to talk about cheese itself.
I love cheese.
Yeah, cheese is great.
I'm still laughing at you, dude.
Now,
You said at the risk of sounding stupid, I looked it up or whatever you
and
said.
then I sounded stupid.
All right, I'm done. I swear. Let's get the show.
So cheese making actually began 10,000 years ago.
I just it's 10
there's-
centuries. I don't know. That's
Is that? I'm unsure. I'm unsure. But it happened 10,000 years ago, and there's no conclusive evidence.
that also says 1,000, by the way.
No, that doesn't.
It's missing a 0.
Look at where the comma was. Look where the comma was. All right.
Bro.
Okay.
The comma said
That was-
10,000.
All right. I'm sorry. That was my last one. Nick, please. We have time crunch.
All right. Yes, we do. But so there's no conclusive evidence indicating that where like cheese actually originated from, but like many things, its origin is in survival.
A surprise.
Yeah, so oftentimes farmers or like community members would take their very, very fucking perishable milk.
Oh, that shit lasts like 45 minutes, dude.
Oh, dude, with no refrigerator, no AC, absolutely.
Yeah.
And
Dunzo.
they would transform it into the less perishable cheese.
Yeah. Now instead of 45 minutes, you get like 45 hours.
There you go. Now, cheesemakers were not always successful, because again, cheese was also vulnerable to like rotting, to mold, to maggots. And cheese can be made from many different types of milk, all right? You got cow milk, you got buffalo milk, you got goat milk, and sheep. And I'll tell you, goat cheese, fucking amazing.
Oh man, dude,
oh,
I
yeah.
fucking
Oh, yeah.
love goat cheese. Like, give me a little blueberry goat cheese, a little cranberry goat cheese. Spread it, put it with my charcuterie spread. I am
God.
fucking in there, bro. Give it to me. A little vino,
Don't fuck with
a little wine.
blue cheese, though.
You like blue cheese?
I don't.
What?
Fuck no, not at
Oh,
all.
I thought you were saying you like blue
I
cheese.
am American.
awful.
All right?
Blue
yeah,
cheese
that
is-
is god awful.
Devin, you like blue cheese, don't you?
I like a little bit of blue cheese. I'm not gonna bite I'm not gonna eat it but I like a little blue cheese.
You're not gonna take
for sure like a little
globs
I
to the
for sure
face?
Like, I for sure like a little blue cheese dressing. Let's just say that a little blue cheese dressing on a wing. Oh, fucking big time.
The way to ruin a wing, right?
Yeah.
with some blue cheese dressing. Like,
Seriously.
yeah, but the earliest evidence of cheese making is in the archaeological record that dates back to 5500 BCE, and it was actually found in Poland. And the way they determined that this was like a cheese making strainer is by the milk fat molecules they were actually able to pull from this strainer, which is insane.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
So that's like the first evidence, and they found cheese in like cheese, I guess, hieroglyphics. I don't know. They found them in murals in tombs in Egypt.
Tomb murals, I see. Yeah.
Yeah. That date back to 1200 BCE or 3200, years before today.
They've been stacking cheese forever.
That's crazy.
They've been stacking
Forever.
People.
I just like-
It's
I'm
in
just like
our
imagining
DNA just to stack cheese, bro. No wonder. Yeah, it's time to
Some
go.
of those
I'm about to go
some of
hustle
those
right now.
Egyptian hieroglyphics are really amazing and really but like also like very symbolic and hard to read, and so I'm curious as to like what they saw that made them think it was cheese. Like
I don't know. That's like the Rosetta
but-
Stone, right? Like the Rosetta Stone was able to like help
Are
them.
you kidding me? It's obvious. They had one of their sporting events, and there was a guy with a cheese wheel on his head, dude. Obviously, he's a fucking.
Oh,
they had a
yeah,
Packers
yeah.
fan, dude. Obviously,
Duh. That's right,
yeah,
that's
duh.
right.
Yeah, I was a fucking Packers fan, dude.
But now we can move on to like a cheese more relevant to mac and cheese, which is cheddar cheese.
Really, I feel like Parmesan would be in the best, but
Really?
I don't know.
What?
I don't know if cheddar is cheddar really the. I guess.
Yes.
I guess like
bro, cheddar
yes.
is the
Is-
yeah.
it-
Yeah, I
it's-
guess that
brings a
makes
big-
sense.
This
Because it's like that
This brings-
orange ass mac and cheese, right? Okay, I guess you're right. I'm
Yes.
sorry. Listen,
It's
listen,
the
Bell Nation.
definitive cheese in mac and cheese.
Bell Nation. The image I've had of mac and cheese this whole time is like that whiter colored mac and cheese. You know, then you got different cheeses in there. A lot of cheese is really more pale. It's not that bold. It's not that golden kind of color. But anyway, I say this to say, listen, Bell Nation. This I have
He
to.
must be eating his white side of his family's.
I have to preface. I have to preface that. That I don't cook whatsoever almost. So
yeah.
yeah, I really don't know the difference between, cheddar and Gouda. I just know that
Both
when I eat some
places-
mac and cheese, it's usually pretty Gouda.
Both cheeses
So-
named
so-
after places.
Yeah.
So do you guys like? So for me, I'm like a straight up like the mac and cheese that's my all time favorite is just the straight cheddar, like straight cheddar, real classic mac and cheese. I don't really like a whole lot of stinky weird cheeses in mac and cheese. I like to keep it pretty simple. Like,
I'm with you too.
I don't know about you guys.
I like a simple mac. I do like a simple mac. I think the most extravagant I'll get is like maybe a brisket mac and cheese or
Okay.
Like a pulled pork mac and cheese. That's like the most like extravagant I'll get.
Okay.
But even
that
that's
cheese
like
isn't usually-
Monterey or
Yeah, I was like,
the
it's not
cheddar,
that orange.
You know what I mean?
I was gonna say Monterey's not that orange though.
No,
is it?
Monterey, no. But
Yeah.
I mean, Colby Jack Monterey can be
It's a
old.
little mix
Yeah.
there. Yeah.
It's
So
see for me, it's when people start throwing in the like you said it like when people start throwing in the Gouda and the Havarti and the provolone, like some of the stinkier cheeses. That's when mac and cheese loses me. Like mac and cheese has got to be like really, from a cheese perspective, really simple for me to enjoy. If it's got brisket in it or green chili or whatever, like you might get at a barbecue place, absolutely. But if we're just talking strict cheese, for me, cheddar is like what I always think of as the mac and cheese.
I got a little take on this, and I just want to steal the floor for a second. Say it. So, I think that like mac and cheese is really interesting. It has the grandest range of almost all foods, in my opinion. There's very many. There's obviously a ton of things that can fit what I'm about to say, but I think mac and cheese just stands out so much amongst all other foods when I say this. Mac and cheese has the widest range. There is mac and cheese that we have all had that taste like water. Almost just completely fucking flavorless. You know what I mean? And just absolutely ass cheese. Like it's just ass mac and cheese, right? And then I've had mac and cheese that I would literally eat off the fucking floor. It was so good, dude. You know what I mean? And like,
Absolutely, yeah.
And mac and cheese is so like that. The best mac and cheese I think I've ever had. I had on my birthday this year.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it was the day. It was like 2 days after my birthday, or the day after my birthday. But it was like 2 days after my birthday. I was in Panama. I was in a rooftop place, and I had this. It was like a fucking $20 fucking mac and cheese. It was too expensive, but I had it. It was delicious. And when I tell you that was the best mac and cheese I ever had, I mean it. It was so deep and rich and flavorful and excuse me and buttery, and I just like it was. It had layers of flavor, and it was like, you know, when cheese starts to get that like buttery kind of experience. You guys know what I'm talking about?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my god, dude! It was just absolute perfection. And you know what? When it's really good is when it has a little bit of oil, right, in there, in the spoonfuls and around it on the surface level. Like there's a little bit of something in there.
Yeah,
It's a
I
little
usually
oily
see that when I get like lobster mac.
Okay, yeah.
Oil in that. Yeah.
Yeah, I feel that. And so it was just like the most fucking decadent mac and cheese I've ever had, dude. I can't wait to go back one day and try it again. But see that I don't know if there was any cheddar in that, right? I don't think there
Fair
was.
enough.
So I'm gonna say all that to say that I think that those, like, when you mix in multiple cheeses and you're getting some kind of, you know, maybe like a 3 cheese blend,
Yeah.
you know, yeah, you know, something like that.
I will say I think that that convenience and consumerism has ruined mac and cheese.
Okay,
I think
go
that
on.
it's allowed too many people to just like throw some bullshit in a pan, throw some breadcrumbs on top of it, and put it in the oven.
Yeah.
Like I've seen far too many TikTok videos of people scooping out mac and cheese, like Chef Boyardee mac and cheese. Honestly, one of the most disgusting mac and cheeses that you can get, scraping it into a bowl and then putting breadcrumbs on that shit. Like, it just doesn't work for me. And I think that mac and cheese is one of those meals like tacos where it can be really easy, and when it's done right, it's really fucking good.
Dude, yeah.
So what do you feel about like Kraft macaroni and cheese?
I love it. Are
How
you
do you
kidding
feel
me?
about like boxed?
Yeah, I like it. I grew up on it. I
Same.
will happily eat it. I like
Mac
that
and cheese and hot dogs? Ooh.
Mac and cheese is fantastic. I love it. But the stuff that really gets me going, the stuff that like
The artisan
I'm like,
stuff?
oh yeah, it's
Yeah. I love Kraft mac and cheese. I probably Kraft
I eat
mac
the
and
box
cheese.
shit. I don't care. I'm with it.
Oh yeah, I'll eat maybe because Nora likes it a lot. She's like really great at fucking making Kraft's mac and cheese too. Like there is a science to it.
Oh no, you
There's
gotta
an
have
absolute science
yeah,
to it.
because you can make
It's
it easy
timing.
wrong.
It's
so
timing.
Yeah, and I knew someone in the last couple of years that they were from like the southwest part of our country, and they were doing a green chili mac and cheese.
Ooh yeah, some
And
hash
that
chilies.
shit-
Oh
Fuck
man, yeah, chilies, and it was fucking absolutely banging, dude. And like they made it a bunch. I had it a bunch, loved it, enjoyed it. Would love to have more. And that was coming from the box. That was box mac and cheese. So I got no problem with box stuff, but the artisan stuff really gets me. Gets my dick
had
hard. You know?
like maybe 2 Thanksgivings ago. One of my brother-in-law, his aunt brought some mac and cheese. And it was the foulest shit I had ever put in my mouth. My God, it was like absolutely gross. And like everyone was like, you know, when you get bad mac and cheese at the family gathering, everyone's like, yo, who brought the mac?
Yeah, exactly.
You know, like who brought this shit?
Yeah, exactly.
And it was very hard because she was like going around. She's like, you like that mac and cheese, don't you? And we're like, no, we were all duped. All right, because we thought, you know, when you get mac and cheese at a family gathering, that's supposed to be some high quality.
That's
shit.
supposed to be the shit, because everybody knows you got to get the mac and cheese right.
It's a
And if you
labor of love.
Yeah,
It's a labor of love.
We're counting on that person. Person.
And believe it or not, we were let down.
Yeah, I failed. Did anybody have the heart
so
to tell
you're
her?
saying were you saying that it was too boring? It was like too.
It was
like
it was like macaroni noodles, like the grooved the you know the grooved kind I'm talking about, the macaroni noodles. And it was like almost like a mix between sprinkled cheese and like nacho cheese. Yeah.
Whoa.
That sounds fucking amazing. See,
What?
that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying is I think I fall a little bit differently from where you guys are. I don't like a super extravagant mac and cheese. I don't like a lot of weird stink. I don't like my mac and cheese to smell like a foot, right? When I eat it. I like it to have
You like it when it smells
a
like
couple I couldn't hear that. I couldn't hear that sound.
Ooh,
effect.
it was a big
But
giant
it was
fart. Yeah.
Okay, that's what I
super
thought,
super
so.
wet fart. Yeah.
Now, one thing I will say that I do fucking love on some mac and cheese, some truffle. Some shaved truffle, a little bit of truffle on there.
I don't like things that smell like feet, but I like truffle.
Oh,
It's like literally signature feet smell
Yeah.
right there.
I don't,
y'all think truffle smell like feet?
It's too rich for my blood.
Truffle-
I don't really fuck with truffle.
Truffle is almost like for a lot of people like an acquired thing, which makes
Yeah.
which means basically it's nasty.
Yeah, no. Truffle, I usually avoid truffle.
Taco Bell had a truffle thing earlier this year.
Yeah.
It was okay. major on the okay.
Yeah.
Going hard on the okay. Would I get it again? Probably not.
Okay, interesting. But let's talk about cheese itself, all right? So the word cheddar, I found this out, all right? Cheddar refers to many things, all right? It's a noun and a verb. You can cheddar something.
It's for BC, before cheese.
Yes.
Yes.
Now, cheddar is a noun, so it's because it's named after a town in England, in the southwest part of England, called Cheddar. All right, so that's where it gets its namesake from. Apparently, there's a bunch of caves in there that's like perfect for the cheddar to like age in. And it's also a verb because the act of cheddaring is piling slabs of curd on top of each other to make like a long lasting cheese.
Interesting.
Yeah, so that's what refers to like cheddaring something.
This is really cool because this might be the only thing England's ever created food wise that's of value.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, well, we were just talking about this.
Yeah, we were.
I wouldn't even go to England for a good cheddaring. Wouldn't even do it.
However, it's not like champagne. You know how champagne's only champagne if it comes from the Champagne region of France.
Right.
Yeah, well, pretty much anything could be called cheddar cheese because it doesn't have to be from cheddar in order for it to be like proper cheddar cheese, quote unquote.
These guys didn't get their patents in quickly enough, you know?
Nope, no, they did not. Now, cheddar cheese is well suited because it can be mass produced. It's easy to make, it's easy to store, and it travels really well. Now, the first recorded cheese from cheddar, England, dates back to the 12th century. Historically, cheeses were named from their place of origin rather than the method of which it was made until the 19th century. That's when the U.S., Canada, and like some other 19th century. Don't ask me the time period. Right?
Okay.
Don't ask me the year.
I just wanted to. I was trying to get some clarification.
Everything will now be in this in terms of centuries. But so once the U.S. started like mass producing it, it become like absolutely popular. So that's why it was like naturally paired with mac and cheese. Not only because of like how easy it was to make during like wartime America, but of course when the Great Depression hit in the 1930s, it was also really easy to store, had a long shelf life, all that good shit. So it became popular within the 150 years, past 150 years. Now, it's believed that the English are the reason cheddar cheese was added to mac and cheese. And in 1796, that was when the
1769. This is disclaimer to anybody listening to this episode. This is riddled with the false information, fake news, and misunderstandings about centuries.
All right, my bad. So in 1769, all right, that was when the first modern recipe of mac and cheese had emerged from Elizabeth Radfolds. How do you pronounce that?
Raffalds
or Raffles.
The experienced English housekeeper.
Yeah, 17.
So what we did here was we took a smidgen of macaroni and we put in a little bit of cheese, and then we lost the Revolutionary War to the Americans.
Yeah, I was gonna say they were losing the those colonies across the pond there. They're like, well, at least we got mac and cheese.
And then guess what? And then we took that bitch too.
Hell yeah, baby. Now, it is called the modern recipe because unlike any other recipe before it, the chef had to make a bechamel sauce to mix with the macaroni and cheese.
What's a bechamel sauce?
It's what makes it creamy. It's like what is it? Flour and like milk, and it's like sauced down into like a little brown sauce, and then you toss it on in there, and it helps melt the cheese and makes a cohesive dish. It's fucking bomb. If you've eaten that, like the mac and cheese you're probably talking about. Was probably made with like a bechamel sauce.
Yeah. That's cool. I have to give a disclaimer to Bell Nation guys. I don't cook. Yeah. So
thank you.
Jordan knows a lot about the centuries. Not a whole lot about bechamel sauce. We're learning.
or anything involving the kitchen. So
Jordan, sorry. Do you takeout every meal?
No. There's a couple things I do. I skip a lot of meals. First off,
that's crazy.
Yeah, I skip meals.
I wake up hungry.
Oh, dude, I woke up this morning like 6:15, starving. Literally woke me up, and I was like, I'm not getting up. But no, yeah, I get help. I get help.
Jordan mostly consists of his day consists of a diet of water, Cheerios. And then once a year on his birthday, he'll go out and get himself a really fancy bowl of mac and cheese.
I do eat a lot of cereal. That is a staple of the
Cheerios
of
was not. I would have been said like Fruity Pebbles or Captain Crunch.
Yeah, Captain Crunch, and there's this Tres Leches cereal that's it's so fucking good. So I just to answer Devin's question, I'll say two quick things. There's the 6 C's. There's chips, candy, cookies, cake, cereal, and Cajun food. That's my diet.
Holy
and
shit.
Then yeah, that's the 6 C's.
I thought you were making that up on the spot, but that actually was pretty impressive.
Thanks. Yeah, that's the 6 C's. Ask David about it. And then I said candy, right? I got to see it. Yeah, so candy. And then David. Speaking of David was like, dude, Jordan, it's really amazing. Like, you are good at like everything that you do. Like, it's really incredible. It's just
You just bragging about yourself now?
No, this is what David said.
Yeah.
This is what and he says it's just really incredible how like feeding yourself isn't one of them.
That's probably the only thing I'm good at. But yeah, so the bechamel sauce is mixed with the macaroni, sprinkled with some Parmesan, and then baked until bubbly and golden.
Great.
But really, that's where we're gonna leave it off, because I'll tell you, the next and after this, old Tommy Jefferson goes on out to France with his brother-in-law. Who is an enslaved person.
Oh.
Yes, yeah. So we're going to go ahead and dive into that and how mac and cheese became a staple in the U.S. So I'm very excited to talk about it.
This has been enriching.
Ooh.
Yeah, and flavorful of an episode. I've learned a lot.
I do have one last question
I do hope
for y'all.
you've learned at least centuries, but hopefully other things.
Okay, thank you. The last question I have.
Please.
Do y'all preferred the powder mac and cheese or the one that comes out in paste? We're talking about Kraft.
I'll go first. I'll go first. I'll go first.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know the difference.
I don't make it.
Yeah, I just eat it. I've never had it. I don't know. Devin, you go.
That's crazy, Jordan. I can't believe you've never in your life. I mean, props to you. Never getting to a point where you've had to make mac and cheese at your by yourself.
Hold on, this mac and cheese ain't some poor people food, okay? Like,
dude, Devin,
that's hearty meals.
Devin, for some fucking reason, my family made me make the turkey over Thanksgiving. Okay, morons. Okay, morons. That turkey literally slammed on my kitchen floor in the process of making it. It literally ended up on the floor. That is not a joke. It is a hilarious story for another time. But
it ended up on the floor?
Dude, I had my little brother. I seasoned it. I did everything. I had the little bag. Okay? There's a longer story. I'll show you. This is genuinely the short version. I told my little brother, he's 15, I said, hold this. And I made him like do it with his, hold the bag open with his index and his thumb with both hands. And I had the turkey by its legs. And I went to drop it in. And when I let go of it, that bitch shot through the back end of that bag like it had no fucking intentions on stopping whatsoever and slapped the ground. I said, oh my God, the turkey's on the ground.
That's hilarious.
That's hilarious and crazy. I mean,
my dad was like, dude, what the fuck? He was like, you're not supposed to fucking dunk it, dude.
That's so funny.
And not your fault, and not your fault at all. Like, your family of all people should have been like, oh, Jordan doesn't really cook. Let's leave him with the most complicated
Morons.
thing to cook on Thanksgiving
Morons.
by
Yeah.
far.
I picked that
So-
bitch up, put it right in the oven.
That's hilarious. Hey, yeah, I get it. I make the ham for Thanksgiving, and it's so easy. I just throw a ham in there and just let it warm up. Yeah, that's great.
Yeah.
But so me personally, oh wait, Devin, did you answer what you like?
No, I didn't answer.
Oh,
I
we've
was
been
just- I
we've
was-
been calling it Turkey Dunk 2023, by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is,
Hashtag Turkey Dunk.
Yeah.
2023. Devin.
I like them both, but personally, I like the fucking slime, dude. I like the goo, the Velveeta gooey cheese that comes pre-goo, and you just fucking slide it in there and.
The worst part though is
Whip
when
it.
you open up the bag and get the little pre-cum goo out. You know what I mean? It's like
Dog.
watery and it's like. Ugh.
How's it sound, Devin?
Yeah.
Do it again. You guys are fucking
Like
nasty.
that. And then I like to cut the littlest hole in the bag and just like fucking
Hey,
mean,
Devin,
it is pretty
honestly,
fun to be on,
honestly,
like, squeeze
Devin,
it.
if you put a pillow under the bag, you'll get everything you want out of that.
Yeah.
Well, I'll
what I do.
say personally.
That's what I do.
All right. I do like the powdered because that's what Nora makes. I think Kraft comes as powdered and Velveeta comes with the little packet, and yeah, I personally prefer Kraft.
The powder.
Yeah,
Cool.
yeah. It's
Here's
good.
here's what you got to do. Just a little hack before we go. If you're gonna do the powder, invest in some heavy whipping cream. Instead of milk, use heavy whipping cream or half and half, and that shit comes to life.
Ooh, okay, good
So-
to know. Good to know. Well,
Yeah.
Bell
Yeah.
Nation, let us know your recipes, your mac and cheese.
Yeah. What's the
recipes,
secret? What's the
okay?
secret sauce that you got going? You know.
Yeah, and I also want to say, Bell Nation, I appreciate all the really kind people that have reached out about last episode, just us talking about the boycott and us standing up with those folks in Palestine. So I appreciate the kind words. Please continue to follow us. We got part 2 coming out in 2 weeks. It's going to be just as fun, if not more fun.
I mean, honestly, everything we do is up and up. So.
Yes, and with that being said, we will see Little Dill in next episode as well, and maybe we leave off with a Christmas Carol. Maybe. Let's see.
Ooh.
You'll have to come back and see.
Yeah, you have to come back and see, Bell Nation. You have to come back and see. But I will tell you, I heard Jingle Bell Rocks the other day, and
Dude, no, please listen. We've talked about this 4 years in a row now.
no, I'm just saying, like, it reminded me of the Christmas Carol that Subway had written.
Okay.
But Bell Nation, thank you so much for listening. Bessels, love you. Stay Baja blessed.
Holla.
What's up? This is your. Oh shit! Are we ending? The
That was
episode?
it.
This
That
is
was
your
it.
boy-
No,
this-
you
that
can
was
say
it,
bye.
Devin. You don't
can
get
say
to-
bye, Devin.
Devin,
if you
you-
like.
This is your boy Subway hanging out under the mistletoe, saying this is your future pope, once future president of Bell Nation, but not anymore. Taking my ring out of that hat, or taking my hat out of that ring. Shit.
Yeah. Devin's trying to be
join-
Israeli president. isn't
Yeah, that's what he's trying to
Yeah,
do. He's trying to be
not running.
president of Israel.
Yeah, that was never me, by the way. That was always Nick and Jordan. Just listen to the other episodes. But anyway, thanks for joining us. We'll see you next week on this mac and cheesiest of episodes.
he? Holla.
This show is made possible thanks to listeners like you. For more great Cheesy Gordita Network content, follow us on social media or go to cheesygorditanetwork.com to stay up to date. Thank you for your support and stay Baja blessed.